Hello, children. We are going to start the second chapter, The Tiger King, written by Kalki. This is the second chapter in the non detailed textbook Vistas. Before we read the story, there's a question posed to the students. What is the general attitude of human beings towards wild animals? You are aware that there are many animals which have become extinct. There are many others which have become endangered species. It's all because of human beings. Let's go ahead with this story, The Tiger King. Why is the title The Tiger King? Reflect over it, think over it, and why the king is called the Tiger King. The Maharaja of Pratibandhapuram is the hero of this story. So the protagonist is the Maharaja of Pratibandhapuram. So who is the Tiger King? The Tiger King is the Maharaja of Pratibandhapuram. Now, what all he is called as? He may be identified as His Highness Jamedar General, Kiledar Major, Sat Vyagra Samari. Vagra. What does it mean? Tiger. The one who is a killer of tigers. Maharaja Dhiraj, Vishwabhuvan Samrat, Emperor of the world. Sir Jilani Jang Bahadur, MAD, MAT, ACTC, or crack, CRCK. But this name is often shortened to the Tiger King. So this king of Pratibandhapuram is the most important character, and this story is about this king of Pratibandhapuram. Why does he get that name as Tiger King? He gets that name as Tiger King because he has killed many tigers. I have come forward to tell you why he came to be known as Tiger King. So here the writer starts talking to us, discussing with us. He says, why his name as Tiger King? I have no intention of pretending to advance only to end in a strategic withdrawal. I will tell you about that. I don't pretend that at first I'll go ahead and then come back. No, I started a story. I'm going to tell you why is he called the Tiger King. Even the threat of a Stuka bomber will not throw me off track. Stuka bomber, the aircrafts used by the Germans for bombing. So these Stuka bomber aircrafts could dive and could bomb accurately. So therefore, they were very threatening during the Second World War, and they were very popular. The Stuka, if it likes, can beat a hasty retreat from my story. Though you know that it is known for accuracy, it can go back. But I will not go back. So what does the writer want to say? He is just trying to make it very interesting, and he is trying to talk to the reader. Right at the start, it is imperative to disclose a matter of vital importance about the Tiger King. Very important matter. It has to be disclosed. It is imperative. It is compulsory. And it is very important to disclose a very vital matter. What is that? Everyone who reads of him will experience the natural desire to meet a man of his indomitable courage face to face. Indomitable courage. What does indomitable means? Unbeatable. He had such a courage. He was so brave. He was very courageous. But there is no chance of its fulfillment. As now You cannot meet him of this kind man. Why you can't meet him? Because he's already dead. As Bharata said to Rama about Dasharatha, Bharata told Rama that Dasharatha is dead. So similar way the Tiger King has reached that final abode of all living creatures. What does it mean? It means that he has gone to that place, abode, living place, where all living creatures at the end will go there. That means he is dead. In other words, the Tiger King is dead. Now here everybody is going to die. The one who is going to be born, the manner of his death is a matter of extraordinary interest. So what is very interesting is the manner of his death, how he has died. It can be revealed only at the end of the tale. This we can tell at the end. The most fantastic aspect of his demise was that as soon as he was born, astrologers had foretold that one day the Tiger King would actually have to die. The astrologers had foretold, the astrologers had predicted. So, the most fantastic aspect of his demise, his death, and what is very interesting thing about his demise or fantastic thing, that when he was born, the astrologers had predicted that he is going to die. Now, there is no need for the astrologers to predict because whoever is born is going to die. The child will grow up to become the warrior of warriors, hero of heroes, champion of champions. But the astrologer tells that he is going to be a great warrior. He is going to be a great hero. He is going to be a great king, a champion. So he is going to be very brave. But they bit their lips and swallowed hard. So they never wanted to reveal that. When compelled to continue, the astrologers came out with it. This is a secret which should not be revealed at all, and yet we are forced to speak out. And this is a secret that we should not tell. And we are forced to speak out. The child born under this star will one day have to meet its death. So this child is going to die one day because he is born under this particular star. So they go through the horoscope and then on the basis of that they tell that. At that very moment a great miracle took place. An astonishing phrase emerged from the lips of the 10-day-old Jilani Jangjang Bahadur, O wise prophets. So what was a miracle? What was a wonderful thing? This child which was of 10-day old, this baby of 10-day old suddenly spoke and it said, O wise prophets. Everyone stood transfixed in stupefaction, in shock. Everybody was surprised. They looked wildly at each other. Out of surprise, they suddenly wondered and looked at each other and blinked because they were not ready to believe that 10-day-old baby had spoken. O wise prophets, it was I who spoke. This time there were no grounds for doubt. So they had doubt and they were looking at each other just to find out who has spoken. It was the infant born just 10 days ago who had enunciated, who had pronounced the words so clearly. The chief astrologer took off his spectacles and gazed intently at the baby. So he looked at the baby continuously out of surprise. All those who are born will one day have to die. We don't need your predictions to know that. This baby says, the one who is going to be born will die one day. Then why do you want to predict? There would be some sense in it if you tell the manner of that death. So if you could tell us the manner of that death, then it will make some sense. The royal infant uttered these words in his little squeaky voice. It's an infant, so naturally squeaky voice, not very clear. Squeaks, mice squeak. So this voice making sort of sound there, not very clear. The chief astrologer placed his finger on his nose in wonder. He wondered, a baby barely 10 days old opens its lips in speech. Not only that, it also raises intelligent questions. Very intelligent infant. Incredible, unbelievable. Rather like the bulletins issued by the War Office than facts. So it was not a fact, it was not true. But it's like the bulletins, it's now like the news reports of the War Office. Even if they are losing the land, they'll keep on telling that yes, they are able to win the war. The chief astrologer took his finger off his nose and fixed his eyes upon the little prince. The prince was born in the hour of the bull. So he says, on basis of those books on astrology, the child, the prince, was born in the hour of the bull. The bull and the tiger are enemies. The bull and the tiger are enemies. Therefore, death comes from the tiger. He explained. So he tells why it's going to die because of tiger, because the bull and the tiger are enemies. And this is what is the prediction of the astrologer, that he is going to die of tiger. You may think that Crown Prince Jung Bahadur was thrown into a quake when he heard the word tiger. You might think that he might be shaken when he heard the word tiger, but that didn't happen. That was exactly what did not happen. He was not scared. The infant was not scared. As soon as he heard it pronounced, the crown prince gave a deep growl. So growling like a tiger now, terrifying words emerged from his lips. Let tigers beware. Now let tigers be away, beware. This account is only a rumor rife. So this is a rumor which is widespread in Pratibandhapuram, but with hindsight, if you go back and think over that, you try to understand the things that have happened with hindsight, understanding because of the things that have happened, we may conclude it was based on some truth. So that may be the truth, that what actually had happened. So the infant speaking out and the astrologer predicting that the king is going to be killed by the tiger. So we'll move on to the second part of this story. What did the royal infant grow up to be? Let's think over this question and let's answer this question at the end of the second part. Crown Prince Jung Bahadur grew taller and stronger day by day. So he was growing up. No other miracle marked his childhood days apart from the event already described. So that was the only miraculous thing that happened. 10-day-old baby speaking out and the astrologer predicting his future. The boy drank the milk of an English cow, was brought up by an English nanny, tutored by an Englishman, saw nothing but English films, exactly as the crown princess of all the other Indian states did. So he was brought up very well. So he was provided milk from English cow. Then he was taken care by the English caretaker, that is British nanny, British caretaker. Tutored, he was taught by the British, and he saw nothing but English films. So he was brought up very well on Western culture. When he came of age at 20, the state which had been with the court of wards until then came into his hands. So it was the ministers who were taking care till the age of 20, and once he became mature, when he grew up to the age of 20, all the reins of the state went into his hands. So he started ruling. But everyone in the kingdom remembered the astrologer's prediction. And what was that prediction? that he is going to be killed by the tiger. Many continued to discuss the matter. Slowly it came to the Maharaja's ears. So Maharaja heard about all that what was predicted when he was an infant. But everyone in kingdom remembered the astrologer's prediction. There were innumerable forests in the Pratibandhapuram state. So there were many forests. They had tigers in them, so there were many tigers in those forests. The Maharaja knew the old saying, you may kill even a cow in self-defense. It was told to him that he is going to be killed by the tiger. So in self-defense, he can kill the tiger. There could certainly be no objection to killing tigers in self-defense. So he thought that there won't be any objection if he kills any tiger. The Maharaja started out on a tiger hunt. So he started hunting the tigers. The Maharaja was thrilled beyond measure when he killed his first tiger. So it was a very thrilling experience for the Maharaja when he killed his first tiger. He sent for the state astrologer and showed him the dead beast. Send for means call. So he called the state astrologer and then he showed him the beast, that is here the tiger which was dead, which was killed by the king. What do you say now? He demanded. Then the astrologer tells him, Your Majesty may kill 99 tigers in exactly the same manner. But now the astrologer doesn't want to reveal because of the wrath of the king. He was afraid that the king might do something angrily. So he never wanted to disappoint the king. But what? Speak without fear. Don't be afraid of me. You tell what is going to happen. But you must be very careful with the 100 tiger. See, 99 tigers you can kill. Already he has killed one tiger. But you have to be very careful with the 100 tiger. 100 tiger is the one which is going to be very dangerous. That means he might be killed by the 100 tiger. What if the 100 tiger were also killed? What if the 100 tiger were also killed? If I kill the 100 tiger, then what? Then I will tear up all my books on astrology. Set fire to them. Then he takes up a challenge. He says, I will tear up all my books on astrology. So he has got firm belief on astrology and he tells that it's going to be true. And if that doesn't happen, then I will burn all the books, whatever I have got on astrology. So it's quite sure that the king would be killed by the 100th tiger. And I shall cut off my tuft. And not only that, I will cut off my tuft. Usually the Brahmins will have the tuft short here. They are right in the middle. Crop my hair short and I will cut my hair short and become an insurance agent. So tuft is the very long hair they will be having at the center there. I shall cut off my tuft. I will cut off that tuft and crop my hair short and I will cut my hair short, become an insurance agent. So I will become an insurance agent because they will give insurance to that where they will sure that they will be able to make some money. The astrologer finished on an incoherent note. So he has told that incoherently, not very clearly. That means he has not told openly that he would be killed by the tiger. But he says that I challenge you that whatever I had given the prediction, that is going to be true. Well, we have come to the end of this story. Now what we have seen in this story in first and second part, that there was a prediction by the astrologer that the king would be killed by the tiger.